This happened last fall. I still haven't fully processed it. Some nights I wake up sweating. Heart pounding, I see their faces. Their pale, expressionless faces. I don't know what exactly happened. All I know for sure is that I'll never go camping again. It all started out normal, like every year. A big camping trip with friends and family. A real camping trip, not that glamping crap. We were in the mountains, hours away from the nearest town, surrounded by trees, tall peaks, and the sounds of friends and family, making happy memories. The fire was warm, the drinks were flowing, jokes were being exchanged, and my boyfriend Jackson and I were just so happy to be able to get away from civilization, to forget about life for a while. As night fell upon us, we watched the stars. We gazed at the Milky Way that was visible due to the lack of light pollution. The family dog, Zeus, was curled up next to the fire. Everything was perfect, until my cousin Brandon went missing. At first, we just assumed he wandered off to take a leak or maybe grab something from his tent. But after 20 or 30 minutes passed, we all started getting worried. Brandon's sister, Allison, and her boyfriend decided to go into the woods to look for him in case he had a drunken stumble and got hurt. They grabbed their flashlights and entered the tree line. We watched as the light from their flashlights got smaller as the distance between us grew. After waiting for a while, the rest of us grew worried. We decided to stand at the tree line and call out their names. We blew whistles, and somebody even used an air horn in hopes it would get their attention, but there was nothing. No sound, no movement in the woods, just stillness. That's when things got weird. One by one, others started getting worried and started leaving the campsite to look for the missing. First was my Uncle Peter, then Jackson's brother. Even Zeus took off after them, whining and barking into the dark like he was chasing something. None of them came back either. Eventually, it was just me and Jackson. The fire had died down to embers. We sat there, too scared to say what we were thinking. We waited, but nothing happened. So, instead of following the others into the woods, and both of us being too intoxicated to drive to find help, we decided to try and get some sleep. So we shut ourselves into my little teardrop trailer. Our plan was to hike down at first light and call for help, but that didn't happen. Around 3 a.m., I wake up to the sound of footsteps. Slow, crunching over cold leaves and twigs outside the trailer. I look over to see the trailer door is open, and Jackson is standing just outside, frozen in fear. I get up to figure out what's going on, and that's when I see him. It was Brandon, standing at the edge of the fire pit, not moving, not speaking, just staring straight at us. His eyes weren't right, his clothes were torn, his hands hung slack at his sides. I whisper his name. He doesn't answer. I called out louder. He doesn't move. His gaze locked on us and never moving. Then, we hear more footsteps from the tree line. One by one, they start to emerge. Every person who went missing, walking out of the woods, silent, calm, staring. The fire's dying light flickering on their pale faces. Even Zeus returned, but he wasn't acting normal. He stared with a blank expression. He was growling. Me and Jackson both knew that we were in danger. Jackson slowly reaches into his pocket for his pocket knife. I pick up the hatchet that was leaning against the trailer. We didn't want to believe it at first, that these weren't our people anymore. But all belief vanished when they started rushing towards us. They didn't speak. They didn't scream. They just attacked. Zeus lunged for my throat. I swung the hatchet and I can still hear the yelp. Jackson was screaming, swinging wildly. I remember the crunch of bones, the blood, the cold, expressionless faces of people we loved as we fought them off. Their bodies felt cold. Their expressions never changed. It felt like hours, like we were going to die out there. By the time the sun finally rose, everything was still. The mountains had seemingly lost their life. Our bloody campsite, a horror to the eyes. Scattered pieces of loved ones decorated the ground. Exhausted and blood-stained, we drove down the mountain as fast as we could and found a ranger station. We told the rangers everything. The look of disbelief on their faces said it all. They suggested we sleep off whatever we had taken. They laughed at us. After some convincing, one ranger agreed to follow us back to the campsite. But when we got back, there was nothing. No signs of a fight, no prints, no bodies, not even ashes from the fire. After a long lecture about falsifying reports and threats of arrest, we were able to leave the mountain. We were silent the whole drive. It was night by the time we pulled into my driveway. Jackson followed in, I flick the light switch. Nothing. Power's out. I felt a shiver down my spine. The front door suddenly slams behind us, and just for a second, the headlights of a passing car light up the living room window. That's when we saw them. All of them. Brandon, Allison, the dog, every face that disappeared. Just standing there in the dark, staring at us. Expressionless. I closed my eyes and I don't know how they found us. I don't remember having to unlock the door. That's when my eyes shoot open, and I'm met with the view of the night sky, the treetops scraping the stars above me. A dream. When did I fall asleep? I'm still on the mountain. We never made it off the mountain. My eyes dart back and forth as I try to take note of my surroundings. I can't move. Why can't I move? That's when I notice them, standing around me. Brandon, Jackson, Allison, Peter, Zeus, Allison's boyfriend, and someone new. A pale, unclothed figure. Eyes as blue as frost. I struggle, but I'm unable to move. My hands and feet have been tied with roots and vines. The new face approaches me slowly, its long, skinny arms extended outward, palms facing towards me. Its bony fingers twitch as it gets closer. I scream as it approaches. Get away from me. Its cold hands press down on my chest and get away from. Get away. Get away from. Get.
Find them. Find them. Change them. Make them pure. Change them.